Is your zodiac sign one of the 6 chosen for massive success in 2026? Picture a door cracking open, a shaft of light cutting through a long season of effort. If your sign is among the 6 I'm about to name, that crack is about to widen into a doorway where timing, preparation, and momentum meet. Stay with me. I'll reveal the 6 signs and the seasonal windows when you should move, what to prepare, and how to turn that momentum into something that lasts. If this message lands on you like a nudge from the future, take one small step now. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss the timing alerts I'll drop as those windows approach. Chosen here is not destiny stamped in stone. Think of it as a high probability window where conditions line up. Previous investments pay interest, people notice, systems scale, and a clear next move can multiply everything that came before. It's not magic, it's alignment. Energy plus timing plus disciplined work. Some of you will see rapid shifts that look sudden from the outside, but from where you stand, it will be the result of a series of choices made at the right moment. I'll be precise about months and seasons, January, spring, summer, autumn, and those pivot weeks that make the difference, so you can mark your calendar and act. Aries, a year of rapid ascent. For you, the core of 2026 reads like a sprint that becomes a climb. The early months, especially January, provide a spark, an invitation, a trial, or a first yes that signals momentum. That initial trigger will force you to choose. Keep firing off into a dozen directions, or harness that impulse toward one track and push hard. Career and visibility are the primary arenas. Expect doors to open around professional networks, fast-moving deals, and opportunities that reward decisive action. In mid-spring, the energy accelerates. Think of June into July as the pivot where quick decisions translate into concrete offers, interviews, leadership responsibilities, a market test that proves your concept. The risk for Aries is the old familiar one, acting before systems are in place. A breakthrough feels like gasoline on fire, thrilling and combustible. To make this season durable, convert impulse into routine. Move from lone wolf hustle to a repeatable process, a follow-up cadence, a small team you can delegate to, and a basic framework for how you measure progress. Autumn brings public recognition, a project that makes your name stick, and a financial uptick that's more than a one-off. A practical step right now is to create a short, one-page plan for the project or role you'll say yes to. List 3 measurable milestones and 2 people who can help you reach them. Remember, this is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Move fast, but move with structure. Taurus, rebuilding into a stronger house. For Taurus, 2026 is less flash and more architecture, solid gains that compound. The turning point looks like April into May. A negotiation, a contract, a property-related decision, or a stabilization of income that gives you breathing room to think bigger. Where Aries races, Taurus builds foundations. Career advancements are tangible. Promotions with clearer compensation structures, new revenue streams tied to assets or long-term contracts, or a business model that finally begins to scale. Summer continues the expansion. By the time autumn arrives, you'll be in a position to consider expansion, hiring, investing back into the business, or signing a signature agreement that redefines your baseline. The inner work required is restraint and clarity. Resist the temptation to accelerate before you have systems to support growth. Discipline here is the muscle of saying no to shiny short-term offers and saying yes to what multiplies value over years. A practical nudge. Review your balance of recurring versus one-off income this month. Move to convert one single sales stream into a subscription, retainer, or recurring fee. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Build methodically, and compounding will do the heavy lifting. Gemini, ideas into income, scale by connection. For Quicksilver Gemini, the early catalyst comes in March and April. An idea that suddenly finds air or a connection that introduces you to someone with scale. This is the season where conversation turns into contract. The spring window is prime for networking deliberately. Public-facing offers, media spots, collaborations that lift your visibility, and intellectual property, courses, books, systems that turn your thinking into revenue. The mid-year surge from June through August is when the ripple becomes a wave. A viral piece of content, a partnership, or a product launch could multiply your audience and income if you have the back end in place. The central risk is dispersion, chasing too many clever ideas without finishing and packaging one. The work is about narrowing. Choose one project to scale and create the scaffolding that turns attention into sustainable income. Start by clarifying your signature offer. Who is it for? What problem does it solve? And how will you deliver it reliably? Then map the customer journey, how a person hears you, decides, pays, and returns. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Network with intention and build the systems that allow attention to translate into sustainable cash flow. Cancer, disciplined emergence from the inside out. The early nudge for Cancer appears around February into March, an emotional breakthrough that shifts how you organize your life and resources. This could show up as a clearer financial boundary, a conversation about shared resources, or a decision to restructure how home and work fit together. The initial months are about internal alignment, getting your finances, contracts, and living situation aligned with where you want to go. Your inner work is learning to delegate without losing the quality that defined your rise. Consider naming one repeatable task you will hand off by March so your energy is free for the decisions that scale. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Taurus's April/May turning point often arrives as a concrete yes. Someone signs a contract, a landlord negotiates terms, or a client extends a longer-term agreement. It's tempting to treat that yes as finishing the work, but for Taurus, the reward is in reinvesting. Build a basic dashboard that tracks income streams and margins by June. Hire or at least consult someone who can automate recurring billing or manage logistics. The summer months expand those gains. By autumn, you may find yourself choosing between two different paths of expansion. The highest probability choice is the one that deepens recurring stability over one-off glory. Protect a portion of the new income for systems, bookkeeping, a simple CRM, or a contract lawyer for the deals that will become your backbone. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Gemini's March-April ignition is social and intellectual. You may be offered a collaboration, invited to speak, or struck by a single piece of feedback that reframes your offer. The danger is fragmentation, spreading energy across 10 experiments. Instead, choose one scalable channel to amplify, perhaps a course, a subscription, or a partnership where you bring ideas and someone else brings infrastructure. In the June-August surge, exposure grows and with it, the temptation to add new products. Resist adding more lines. Focus on refining the customer experience and improving conversion points. By autumn, your reputation will shift from clever to dependable if you deliver results consistently. A simple action this month: map the customer journey for your main offer and identify 3 points where people drop off. Fix those by the spring push. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Cancer's February-March breakthrough asks for emotional inventory. You may be offered a financial partnership or an intimate collaboration that requires clearer boundaries. Accepting the offer without defined terms risks being pulled into work that drains you. So this window is about tightening agreements, payment terms, working hours, and ownership of outcomes. If you set those by early spring, summer will likely bring a financial advance that reflects the value of your refined boundaries. The mid-year period rewards those who choose wholeness over hustle. Invest in your space, simplify recurring obligations, and let relationships that honor your limits provide real leverage. A concrete step, draft a simple terms sheet for any new partnership before you say yes. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. You may already feel the momentum in your day-to-day. Emails piling differently, conversations shifting tone, invitations arriving with a cadence that was missing last year. The trick now is not to chase every flash. It's to pick the right flares and prepare to run toward them with a map. For some of you, that map is a one-page plan. For others, it's a scheduled conversation with a mentor or a calendar block for focused work. Across Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, the shared theme is translation. Translate impulse into system, attention into process, presence into repeatable value. Pause with me on one image. Think of your year as a garden in early spring. Aries are those first seeds pushed into the light, fast to sprout, but needing trellises. Taurus lays the perimeter stones, foundation first, then soil amendments. Gemini plants a variety of seeds, but this year a single row will yield the harvest if tended. Cancer prepares the irrigation, making sure home and work sustain one another. Each sign's work appears different, but every garden needs a plan, a watering schedule, and someone who notices the change as it happens. As we move deeper, you'll hear specifics that matter. The one-form checklist to prepare when your month arrives, the phrases to use when negotiating, the habits that prevent burnout when growth picks up. These are practical, not mystical, ways to make the astronomical favorable into the operational and the repeatable. Before we step further into the stories of Leo and Virgo and the specifics of mid-year pivots, because those two signs carry their own rhythms and turning points, let's take a breath and make an inventory. Where in your life can you build a simple process right now? What's one recurring drain you can remove this month? Who is one person you can delegate to or ask for partnership? Answering those 3 questions will make you ready when your window opens. Now picture the clock moving toward late spring. For some of you, that clock will tick louder in May and June. For others, the major hand won't swing fully until July or August. The decisions you make before those months will determine whether you ride the wave or get swept aside. In the next part, we'll unpack Leo and Virgo in fall, lean into the mid-year accelerations that create reputation shifts, and begin to map the exact micro steps for turning those summer surges into winter stability. But before then, keep the momentum building quietly. Draft that one-page plan, clear one recurring drain, and identify the 2 people who can carry a part of your workload. Hold that image of the door again, half open, light spilling through. Some will let it swing fully. Others will step back and let it close. The coming months ask for both courage and craft. Courage to act when an offer arrives, and craft to build a container that sustains what follows. Keep watch for early February through March signals if you are Cancer, and for March into April if you are Gemini. Taurus, mark April and May now. Aries, have January and mid-June on your calendar. These markers are your cues, your invitation to prepare. As you sit with this, a small, concrete exercise will set you ahead. Choose one project and document its delivery in 5 steps, from proposal to payment to follow-up. If you can't do it in 5 steps, you don't have a system, you have chaos. Create those 5 steps before your named month arrives. That small discipline changes everything. We've mapped the first pulses. Ahead, there are deeper rhythms to trace. How Leo's visibility shifts in spring turn into autumn recognition. How Virgo's systems that start in January culminate in a November milestone. And how each sign must balance impulse with structure to convert opportunity into sustainable success. In the next section, we'll go sign by sign through those pivots and supply exact phrasing for negotiations, a checklist for scaling, and examples of one-person teams who turned a single season into a lasting platform. Leo, visibility becomes your currency. The theme for 2026 is stage and stewardship. Getting seen for what you do best, then managing the spotlight so it grows your platform rather than burns you out. The first ripples arrive in spring. March through May open doors to larger audiences, media chances, and leadership roles. Those spring openings accelerate through summer and often culminate in a public consolidation in autumn, when recognition turns into opportunities that require you to lead with both charisma and structure. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Early year trigger, March-May. For many Leos, the year begins with an invitation you can't ignore. A speaking slot, a leadership offer, a creative collaboration, or simply a post that gets shared beyond your usual circle. That initial visibility won't be accidental. It will be a product of consistent output you seeded last year. Short shows, social pieces, visible pieces of work. The spring window gives you momentum. The practical reality is this: being visible is different from being scalable. Visibility multiplies impact only when you have a container to receive it. Main opportunity areas. Professional leadership. You may be asked to step into a role where others look to you for direction: team lead, creative director, or front-facing spokesperson for a project. Creative monetization. If you produce creative work, art, content, performance, spring and summer are ideal months to launch a productized version, limited edition drops, paid workshops, or a signature mentoring cohort. Strategic partnerships. A collaboration this spring can place you on a bigger stage. Choose partners who bring infrastructure, not just applause. Reputation building. Public success in autumn often ties to consistent exposure earlier in the year. Headlines or industry mentions may land then. Mid-year pivot, June-August. Summer will test whether you can transform momentary buzz into reliable systems. A viral moment that arrives in June risks being a flash if you don't have follow-up funnels, email lists, product pages, or a team to field inquiries. The summer surge often includes multiple offers. Your challenge is to triage. Keep what elevates your long-term brand and let the rest pass. The wisest Leos will use July to create a one-page plan for every major opportunity, desired outcome, non-negotiable terms, and a success metric. Emotional/discipline requirement. Leos thrive on applause, but applause can blind you to sustainability. The inner work for you is humility in systems building. Hire a reliable operations person, set firm work hours, and practice saying, "I'll review this," instead of committing on the spot. Delegation is not a loss of identity, it's the multiplication of it. Learn to translate your personal charisma into processes other people can run. Year-end payoff, autumn into year-end. By autumn and into the year-end, those who handled visibility with intention will see recognition that translates to meaningful offers, speaking circuits, larger contracts, or a signature series that defines your public story. Financially, this season leans toward higher-ticket opportunities, project-based fees, licensing deals, or leadership packages that anchor your calendar next year. Concrete action step for Leo. Before spring fully arrives, draft a visibility conversion map, one page that lists the 3 places you will be seen: podcast, industry event, newsletter, the one product you'll offer to convert attention into income, and the person who will manage follow-ups. Schedule those 3 visibility moments in your calendar and block 3 follow-up hours per week. Illustration. Imagine a Leo creative who posts a short video in late March that lands on an industry feed. The views spike, messages flood the inbox. Without a plan, the inbox becomes noise. With a plan, a landing page, a 3-email sequence, and a freelance assistant to route high-priority leads, that spike converts into pre-orders for a summer workshop and one major partnership in autumn that changes their billing cycle. The difference was not the content itself, but the scaffolding behind it. Checklist for Leos in 2026. Visibility. List 3 spring appearances and confirm them by early March. Conversion. 1 paid offering ready to buy with checkout and confirmation emails. Team. 1 person, assistant or ops, hired or contracted by June to handle inquiries. Boundaries. Set 2-hour daily focus blocks for creative work, no meetings then. Financial. Reserve 30 to 40% of new visibility income for systems and taxes. Negotiation phrases Leos can use. I appreciate the offer. Before I commit, I'd like to see the scope and expected outcomes in writing. I'm excited about this collaboration. To protect quality, I'll need X support and Y timeline. I can hold this date pending a 50% deposit and a short scope agreement. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Act, but build the container that keeps success steady. Virgo, systems become the amplifier. For Virgo, 2026 rewards precision and persistence. Small optimizations produce exponential returns. The year starts with an operational nudge in January and February, with obvious first fruits appearing in March and another acceleration around May. The milestone to watch is November, where long-term diligence tends to be acknowledged with measurable recognition or a meaningful promotion. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Early year trigger, January-February, March first fruits. Your impulse early in the year is to tidy and to test. Systems that have been half-baked will either be polished now or left behind. January and February bring chances to clean up your processes, billing, onboarding, scheduling, so that when attention arrives in March, you convert it. If you've worked on automation, documentation, and a clear customer flow, March will show first tangible returns. Smoother deliveries, fewer refunds, better reviews. Main opportunity areas. Efficiency gains. Turn repetitive tasks into documented SOPs, standard operating procedures, and small automations that save hours each week. Productization. Convert skills into programs, coaching packages, templates, SOP bundles that can be sold reliably. Reputation through reliability. Your brand becomes dependable. By May, word of mouth brings higher value clients because you deliver consistently. High-quality partnerships. Companies and collaborators seek you out when they need someone who gets it done. Mid-year pivot. May, summer reputation boost. May is a momentum month for Virgo. When systems meet demand, reputation climbs. Summer months offer a chance to scale, hire or outsource, increase prices, or begin a repeatable delivery cadence. For many Virgos, this is when the incremental returns become visible. A better pipeline, fewer last-minute crises, and clients who stay longer. Emotional/discipline requirement. Virgos can slip into perfectionism. The work here is prioritization. Choose good and functioning over perfect and delayed. The inner discipline needed is deciding which systems to automate and which require human attention. Practice a 90% rule. If a system reaches 90% of your ideal function and saves time, implement it. Then iterate. Year-end payoff, November milestone. November is a highlight. That's when consistent systems finally reward you with a milestone, promotion, a long-term retainer, product licensing, or a public case study that cements your reputation. The payoff is not just money. It's the ability to hand your process to someone else and know it will run. Concrete action step for Virgo. Create a 5-step delivery system for your main offer. Document it in 1 page. Step 1, lead capture. Step 2, qualification. Step 3, deliverable. Step 4, follow-up. Step 5, renewal/upsell. Test those 5 steps on one client by March and refine. Illustration. Picture a Virgo consultant with scattered emails and ad hoc proposals. In January, they document a repeatable onboarding process, a welcome packet, a scheduling link, a template proposal, and a standard invoice. By March, the onboarding moves from hours of manual work to minutes. The consultant can now accept more clients without more stress, and by November, a longer-term retainer closes because the process felt professional and consistent. Checklist for Virgos in 2026. January. List 3 repeatable tasks to automate or document. February. Implement at least one simple automation, billing, scheduling, or template. March. Trial the 5-step delivery system with one client. May. Review pricing and consider a small increase tied to improved delivery. November. Consolidate learnings into a case study or client success package. Prototype phrases Virgos can use. Here's a clear timeline and deliverable list. We'll check in at week 2 and at delivery. To ensure quality, I follow a standardized process. I'll share the onboarding packet once you confirm. These are the steps that produce results. If you'd like changes, we can schedule a brief scope call. This is an opportunity window, not a certainty. Build processes, then let them work for you. Operational playbook, turning windows into durable gains. The 6 signs we've unpacked, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, share common mechanics. Their unique energy patterns meet similar operational requirements: a measurable plan, a small team or system, and a disciplined follow-through. Below is a practical playbook any of these signs can adapt to their style. Use it as a template you personalize. Speed, steadiness, charm, or precision will shape how you implement it. 1. The 5-step project delivery template works for creatives, consultants, entrepreneurs. Step 1. Offer definition, 1 page. Name the offer, target customer, price range, expected outcomes, 3 measurable success indicators. Step 2. Lead capture and qualification. 1 landing page or intake form and a short qualifier, 3 yes-no questions that tells you if a lead is worth your time. Step 3. Onboarding and delivery. Standard welcome packet, a scheduled kickoff call, and a documented timeline with milestones. Step 4. Follow-up and retention. 1 automated thank you email, a short survey 30 days post-delivery, and a calendar reminder for renewal conversation. Step 5. Scale and systematize. Document what worked, create a checklist for new hires, and reserve a percentage, 10 to 30%, of revenue for reinvestment in systems. Why this matters? When your window opens, opportunity floods in. Without a clear 5-step system, you'll be reacting. With it, you can handle 3 times more demand with 10 times less stress. 2. A 1-page negotiation worksheet. Use before you say yes. Desired outcome, what success looks like for you. Non-negotiables. 3 things you must have: compensation baseline, timeline, quality standards. Flex points. 2 items you can compromise on: timeline flexibility, scope additions. Red flags. 2 signs that indicate walking away is wiser. Quick phrase to use: I'm excited by this. I can do it under these terms. List non-negotiables. If that works, let's draft a brief agreement. 3. The 3-metric dashboard. Simple finance and operations tracker. Cash flow, actual money in and out. Time ROI, hours spent versus income generated. Lead conversion rate, people who inquire versus people who buy. Update weekly or bi-weekly. Even very simple tracking reveals where small changes yield big leverage. 4. The delegation starter pack. How to offload the first thing. Step A. Pick 1 repetitive task you currently do for at least 1 hour a week. Step B. Write down the exact steps you take to do it, 5 to 10 bullets. Step C. Hire a part-time assistant or virtual contractor for 1 hour a day, trial 2 weeks. Step D. Teach them the task, observe for 2 sessions, then step back. Delegation multiplies your ability to act during your window. negotiation language, and a few scripts you can adapt. These are short, neutral, professional phrasing options to use when offers arrive quickly. They give you time to think and protect quality. Immediate pause script. This sounds promising. Could we put a brief hold while I review the scope and confirm a timeline by date? Professional term script. I can take this on with a 50% deposit, a written scope, and 2 milestone check-ins. Boundary script. I don't take weekend work as a rule. I can deliver by Friday of the scheduled week if we confirm now. Pricing script. My standard fee for this scope is range. If the scope changes, we'll update the terms together. Micro habits that compound for all 6 signs. These are small, daily and weekly practices that prepare you and keep you ready. Daily, 10 to 30 minutes. Morning check, 10 minutes. Review today's top 3 tasks aligned to your big window. 2 focus rule. Pick the 2 highest leverage actions for the day and protect time to complete them. Micro documentation, 5 minutes. When you finish a repeating task, write 1 sentence about how you did it. Weekly, 1 to 2 hours. Review hour. Update your 3-metric dashboard and check progress on your 5-step delivery for any active projects. Outreach hour. Reach out to 1 potential partner, collaborator, or mentor. This keeps networks warm. Buffer planning. Block an extra 90 minutes for the week to handle surprises from opportunities. Monthly, 2 to 4 hours. Systems audit. Identify 1 process that needs documentation or automation. Financial check. Tally income versus expenses and reserve system funds. Calendar strategy. Mark the upcoming key months and add preparatory tasks 6 weeks in advance. Mini stories for behavior modeling. Short, concrete examples solidify the abstract. Use them as models, not scripts to copy. The Aries founder who won a mid-January pilot by replying within 90 minutes, then converted the pilot into a 6-month contract because they had a pre-written follow-up sequence and a 1-page plan to scale. The Taurus small business owner who, after an April retainer win, invested in a simple CRM and a part-time bookkeeper. The steady margins in autumn allowed them to hire their first employee. The Gemini coach who chose 1 signature program from 10 ideas and focused promotional energy on that in March. By August, they had repeat enrollments and a referral partner who handled payment processing and logistics. The Cancer artist who clarified payment terms and ownership in February and avoided draining moonlight collaborations. By July, a licensing deal landed with clear terms and no surprises. The Leo creative who mapped 3 visibility outlets in early spring and prepared a single high-value offering. The Spotlight in June resulted in a summer course with a full cohort and a long-term partnership in autumn. The Virgo consultant who documented a 5-step delivery and saw onboarding move from 2 hours to 20 minutes. By November, a big client renewed their retainer because the process felt polished and reliable. How to choose which project to focus on, a decision framework. When multiple doors open, pick using a simple 3-criterion scorecard. Leverage, 1 to 10. How much does this move the metric you care most about? Scalability, 1 to 10. Can this be repeated or scaled? Alignment, 1 to 10. Does this fit your long-term goals and brand? Score each opportunity and prioritize the highest total. If 2 are close, choose the one with the highest scalability. What to avoid in your windows. Reacting emotionally to praise. Use structured criteria to decide. Committing before seeing terms. Always ask for a written scope. Letting your calendar be filled by low-return tasks. Use the 2 focus rule. Trying to do everything yourself. Delegate early. Brief notes on the other 6 signs, short acknowledgments. Not in the headline 6, but each of these signs will also find serious openings in 2026, just not the same concentrated conditions as the chosen group. Keep these notes short and practical. Libra, partnership momentum. Libra will likely see relational opportunities that help balance professional growth. Focus on clear agreements and shared goals this year. Scorpio, deep transformation and niche authority. Look for a specialized offering or a high-value partnership that surfaces in the latter half of the year. Sagittarius, expansion through learning and travel. Opportunities may come via new markets or educational platforms. Choose one direction and commit. Capricorn, late-year consolidation and recognition. Hard work compounds. The payoff may arrive as authority and formal leadership roles. Aquarius, innovation and community building. Collaboration in networks could create unexpected platforms. Pick one project and build a repeatable process. Pisces, creative monetization and spiritual service. Convert a passion into a sellable product with gentle systems and clear boundaries. Each of these signs has openings and should take the same core advice. Prepare one system, pick one project, and defend your time. Their windows may peak at different months, but 2026 offers all signs chances to move forward. Negotiation phrasing to protect your growth. When offers multiply, protect your energy and your standards. Use short, firm, professional lines that buy time and create clarity. I'm interested. Please send a brief scope and timeline so I can confirm within 48 hours. To prioritize quality, I require deposit amount and an agreed scope before beginning. I'm flattered by the offer. However, I only take on projects that follow a standard fee structure. I can share that now. A short script for closing better deals. Step 1. Recognize interest and ask for scope. Step 2. Present your one-page offer and non-negotiables. Step 3. Confirm timeline and milestones. Step 4. Request deposit and sign a short agreement. Step 5. Schedule the kickoff meeting and block time. Preparing your calendar for the season windows. The specific months we highlighted are cues, not traps. Mark them and build backwards. 6 weeks before your window, audit systems and materials. Prepare onboarding and marketing assets. 4 weeks before, confirm any partner roles and fix pricing and terms. 2 weeks before, begin outreach sequence and schedule follow-ups. Week of, prioritize deep work blocks and ensure delegation is active. Examples of small systems that matter. A new lead email automation, thank you note, next steps, calendar link. A one-page pricing document, 3 clear options with outcomes. A simple intake form, name, need, budget, timeframe, used to qualify quickly. A handoff checklist, what to send to your assistant when a new project starts. A compact saying no protocol. Saying no is part of scaling well. Here's a 3-line protocol. Step 1. Acknowledge. Thanks for thinking of me. Step 2. Decline with reason. I'm focused on priority. Step 3. Offer an alternative. I can refer, name, or revisit in month. Practical negotiation phrases for tricky moments. When someone asks for discount, my pricing is aligned with the outcomes I deliver. If budget is tight, we can adjust scope. When someone asks for a rush, I can accommodate an earlier date with a rush fee. Otherwise, I can deliver within standard timelines. When asked to change scope mid-project, that's outside our agreed scope. We can add it as an extra milestone and price it accordingly. Your 12-point readiness checklist. Print and keep. 1. One-page plan for a primary project. 2. 5-step delivery documented and tested. 3. One automation for lead capture. 4. One hire or outsourced role identified. 5. 3 metric dashboard set up. 6. Negotiation worksheet completed for likely offers. 7. Visibility conversion map, Leos, or 5-step system, Virgos, depending on style. 8. One recurring drain identified and slated for removal. 9. Calendar blocks for your key months set 6 weeks in advance. 10. One financial reserve set aside for systems, 10 to 30% of new income. 11. A simple agreement template or retainer ready. 12. A no protocol written and rehearsed. The final move, choosing one immediate action. Before we close, do this short exercise. It's the single move that separates people who watch windows from those who walk through them. Pick one project. In 10 minutes, answer these. What is the single outcome I want from this project? 1 sentence. Who is the customer? 1 sentence. What is the price or value exchange? A number range. What are the 5 delivery steps? List them. Who can I delegate one of these steps to within 2 weeks? Write it down, calendar a 1-hour planning block in the next 7 days, and do the first micro action from your 5-step list during that hour. That small push changes the trajectory from hopeful to operational. Closing synthesis and the final call. 2026 is not a promise. It's a set of opportunities aligned to effort, timing, and discipline. The 6 signs we focused on, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, will find especially fertile ground if they prepare now, act when the window opens, and then build systems so success compounds. Remember the deeper lesson. Momentum is temporary unless framed by structure. Impulse gets doors open, systems keep them open. If your sign is one of the 6, treat this as both invitation and homework. Prepare the 5-step delivery, clear one recurring drain, and schedule the calendar cues for your highlighted months. If you're one of the other 6, you still have meaningful openings. Use the same tools to make your season count. Now take one deliberate step. Choose the project you listed in the quick exercise, block an hour in your calendar this week, and complete the first micro action. That's the move that converts possibility into pattern. If this forecast spoke to you, let me know your sign and which month you're watching for in the comments. Share one small action you'll take this week. Subscribe if you want timing reminders when these windows approach next year. Prepare, act, and then systematize. The door is opening for many. Decide who you will be on the other side.